Alright, so I know that a lot of you, in fact, all of you, have been wanting to achieve this work life balance and, yearning for that 8 hours of sleep every night for you to be fully energized. But the question is, how do we even achieve this work life balance? And is that even possible? I'm gonna share you my secret and let's talk about it today. But before that, let's make my second cup of coffee for today. I don't usually do second cup of coffee, but since we're shooting, so let's get to it. Okay, so here's some spoiler alert before we get started. There is no such thing as perfect work-life balance, okay? And I don't think perfect work-life balance even exists. Yeah, just like how I'm doing my coffee with 3-in-1. It's not perfect, but it still works. So, yeah, that's a spoiler alert. Got my coffee. Let's start talking. Okay, so like I said, achieving perfect work-life balance does not exist, and even if it does not, we can still achieve to strive for it. Although we are not 100% there, we're at least striving to achieve like 95% of it. So now the question is, how do we actually achieve this work-life balance for ourselves? And if it's even possible for us to even achieve it, even if we're a busy moms, right? So in order for you to achieve that work-life balance, I think I've been mentioning a work-life balance for a number of times in this video. So if you all have the time, you'll count how many times have I been emphasizing work-life balance. So anyway, so in order for y'all to achieve this work-life balance, even when you're a busy moms, you can follow this guide, which is called 888 rule, or to make it simpler for me to mention, 888 rules. Now, what is this 888 rule? This 888 rules is basically a rule that helps to structure your life in 3 blocks of 8 hours. Now, these 3 blocks of 8 hours represent your work, play, and sleep. Okay, it may sound easy for you, but I'm gonna explain to you more in details just a second. But now, the whole idea of these 888 rules is that you wanna make each of these components super intentional for you so that you're not living on autopilot. Alright, so let's start off with the very first thing that we all do when we wake up, we shower, and we get ready for, yes, you name it, it's work, right? I think most of you guys are a working mom or even a mompreneur, and for those of you who are a stay-at-home mom, your house chores will fall under this component, and you may want to listen through this component as well. When we're talking about work and you want to make it super intentional when it comes to work, you want to follow this 80-20 rule. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have been hearing about this 80-20 rule or 80-20 principle. And for the benefit of those of you who do not know what this 80-20 rule is all about, it's basically taken by a book called The 80-20 Principle by Richard Koch. I hope I pronounced his name right. But basically, what this 80-20 rule is all about is doing 20% of your work activities for the day to get greater results in order for your business or for the companies to move forward. And at this point, you want to prioritize what are your work activities. So you want to list down what are the work that is required from you for that day, and you want to take 20% of it first thing when you start your working shift. And also you want to identify when is your energy level is at its peak. Now, we all are very unique, we all are different, we all work differently. So I want you to identify yourself when is your energy level is at its peak. So for me personally, my energy level is at its peak first thing in the morning when I start my working hours. So right now I just started my work and I'm currently doing my filming, and this is like the heavy task. So you want to invest your energy with these heavy tasks first before you continue doing your work activities that is mundane or pretty minor tasks that doesn't really help much in moving the needle forward. So once I'm done with all these heavy tasks, I will save all these tasks for a later part towards the end of my working hours. It's either you save it for later or you want to delegate it to someone else. Now, the second component that we're going to talk about is after work, we're going to have playtime. Now, I know a lot of YouTubers and bloggers call it health or personal, but I want to call it playtime, okay? Especially for us like moms, we're going to have playtime. And you must be wondering, why do you even call it playtime, right? But think about it. When you're a child and you're playing in the playground, say for example, and you're playing with the slides, you're playing with the swing, and playing catching with your friends, you don't really feel stressed or anxious. You are more likely to feel happy, and more joyful. And that's the whole idea of this component. And that's why I call it playtime, because it helps to disconnect yourself from work, and the activities that you're going to do in this component has got nothing to do with work. So it really helps to reduce your stress and your anxiety, and instead it helps to make you feel more joyful and even make you feel more alive. And when we're talking about this playtime, we have to include our self-care, our family time, and also spending quality time with our partner. And some examples that I can give you while you're doing your self-care is you could be doing simple tasks like reading, or you can do journaling, meditating. You can even do recreational activities. If you enjoy working out, you can work out. If you love to play table tennis, you can go out and play table tennis. So these are some activities that you all can do when you're practicing self-care for yourself. Whatever that you enjoy, you can take this time to do these activities for yourself. And I'm not saying that 8 hours of work and you have to do your playtime 8 hours straight. In fact, your self-care time can be done before your work starts, right? And before your kids are awake. So it all depends on how your body works and your own preference, right? Again, all of us are unique and all of us work in different ways. And now I know at this point I'll be seeing some comments saying that, hey, I don't have 8 hours of work. I'm working 12-hour shift, and even some of y'all are working 24-hour shift, just like Yazid. He used to work 24-hour shift, so that means he works 24-hour shift today and he will get 1.5 days off and he'll be back to 24-hour shift. And I'm so glad that he is out from that work. But the point is, even if you're working 12-hour or 24-hour shift, you ask yourself whether you are really working 12 hours straight or you're working 24 hours straight in that job, right? If you're not, you can find some flexibility in your working hours and see whether you have some time for yourself or you can save some time to do something else. Because back in my previous work, I used to work, I don't work 12 hours or 24 hours, but I used to work like 9 to 5, 9 to 7, but I still find some flexibility to really carve out some time to do something else other than work. Now, the next thing is the family time. The misconception that we have when it comes to family activities is that we all tend to think that we all need to plan something and we all need to go out from our house to do an activities with our kids. But then the thing is, there's a lot of activities that we can do at home, and these are really doable and simple tasks for y'all to do. And it's as easy as, gathering your family for dinner time, or you can play board games with your kids and even have movie nights with your kids before their bedtime. So that's a really simple task. And what matters most for them is, having that quality time with them. And it's not all about, splurging your money on them or bringing them out for activities. All of these, you can do so, but not during the weekdays, when you guys are working and when the kids are back from school. You don't want to do such a heavy task during these family activities. You all can save it for the weekends instead. But, weekdays, you all can do these simple activities. Now, the third area that we have to focus in this playtime is spending quality time with our partner. we can do this when, we're trying to unwind ourselves and getting ourselves ready for bed. And it's really simple to do these activities with your partner, such as, communicating how is their work been, sharing the day with them, and just discussing about random things with your partner. And the idea is to have these ongoing interactions and communications with your partner, just to check in with them. And sometimes we don't even have the mood to do so. So it's just as simple as doing small gestures like cuddling, just appreciating your partner's presence at this point. And the third and final component that we're going to discuss is about sleep. Now, many of us underestimate sleep, when in fact this sleep component is an essential part in building our physical health. It's the same as you eating healthily or getting enough exercises. It's basically the foundation of getting good health. And typically, on average, we should be sleeping from 7 to 9 hours for adults. So it all really depends on your body. But on average, let's say we're gonna put it as 8 hours of sleep for you to be fully rest and energized for the next day. So now that you know about these 888 rules and how to make it intentional for you so that you won't be living on autopilot, I'm gonna share with you some tips that we can practice on so that we can ensure that we're living intentionally. So the first tip that I want to give you is to set boundaries when it comes to, ensuring that you are living a balanced life and also living intentionally. And the idea of you having these boundaries is to create a designated space for each of these components. So right now I'm in my bed. So in your bedroom, you only want to have your bed. So meaning to say that you don't want to have your computer or your laptop in this room as well, because what will happen is that you will tend to have some distractions going on, and if you tend to work in this same room as your bedroom, you will distract yourself from getting here and lie down for a quick nap, right? Okay, so the second tip that I want to give you is to have some routines for yourself. Now, I know I'm lying down. Don't worry, I'm not distracted with the bed. I'm fully awake and I'm so hyped up to do this video for you guys, so don't worry. Now, I did mention in one of my free courses, if y'all have not done so, I'll place a card here for y'all to see. But basically, one routine is not one size fits all. For me, I personally have 3 sets of routine, and the reason why is that, especially when you're a mom, life can be super unpredictable, and I do my part to plan. And the idea of you having this routine is to serve you as a guide, so be flexible on that as well. On the weekdays, I have my own one set of routine, and the reason is because you're working and your kids are in school. My routine is different than the other two, so I need to get ready for work, get my kids ready for school, and I have to block my time for work as well. And the second routine that I have is the Saturday routine. My Saturday routine and my Sunday routine is different, and the reason why is because every Saturday we will often go out and do some weekend activities with the kids. So on that side, we will block some time to go out with the kids. So Saturday is really super flexible for me because we are spending more time outside. Now, my third set of routine falls on Sunday, and as we all know, Sunday is the time where, or even Monday in fact for some of you guys, we all do resets day. I call it as stress desserts day. I actually have a free course on it, and it will be up right after this video has been uploaded. But basically, what this stress desserts day is all about is really trying to prep and plan yourself for the week ahead so that everything runs smoothly. But again, routine is served as a guide, so we do not want to be too hard on ourselves by restricting ourselves to really follow rigidly what the routine is all about. So have some flexibility, because especially when we're a mom, our life is really predictable. So there are days where suddenly our kids get sick. There are days where we have appointments going on. So do have some flexibility in yourself. And talking about routines, the third tip that I want to give you is to plan the night before. I know a lot of y'all have been hearing this advice for so many times, but it's really important for you to really prep yourself the night before so that you won't end up having this decision fatigue first thing in the morning when you just wake up. And especially when when your kids are awake, things get to be so chaotic, so hectic, so you don't want to make these minor decisions which can lead to decision fatigue first thing in the morning, and it can really ruin your day. So that is it for you guys. If you really enjoy watching this video, like this video and share around with all the other moms that needs to hear this. And if you enjoy watching this kind of videos about productivity, organizations, routines, even about kids activities, or developing your kids, please do consider to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because we have so much contents to cover. And if you have not watched the free course, please do so. I have a lot more free courses coming up for you guys, and did I tell you it's free? And I do provide free worksheets as well. And if you want to get my digital or printable planner, you can do so in my shop page. I will link everything down in the description box below. Okay, bye guys. Okay, so as I was filming my videos, I noticed that you did see the TV here in my bedroom, and that's because this is fully utilized by Yazid. That's all about marriage, right? So you have to accommodate to one another, and having a TV in our bedroom is not an issue for me because I don't usually watch TV. It's all about accommodation, because you're not living alone, you're with your partner, you're sleeping in the same bedroom with your partner, so do accommodate with that as well, okay?